Rick Sky here. Welcome back to another live show. And this week on Thursday, if you haven't marked your calendars yet, be sure to mark your calendars for Thursday because we're going to have the founder and lead developer of Eloak going to be live in the studio. Going to have a really good live show, and he's going to show off his latest creation. And this social media network is positioned to take on Facebook. So the fact that the founder and lead developer is going to be live on Our Skies Adventure Channel Thursday is pretty huge. So tune in if you go ahead and mark your calendar. Be sure to be there if you absolutely can't make it. Jake, first I think, yes you were. Oh, we got a bunch of people tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're watching this at approximately 7:21 p.m. New York City time, this is a live show. Now, if you're in the United States and it's time's off, you may have forgotten to change your clock. There's something called daylight saving time, and daylight saving time kicked in, man. So, yep. Jake says 8 p.m. is usual. Yep, just getting out, getting my fat burned off. See, yep. Live on Thursday, man. Yep, tune in. The invitation for Thursday's live show, again, it'll be in the studio with the professional lighting and the professional camera. We will have Rob there, the founder and lead developer of Eloak, and you'll be able to join the sandbox. During the live show, we'll have a link, and you can join the sandbox and experience everything. It's going to be awesome. It really is. So, yeah, that's coming this Thursday. So mark your calendars. It is going to be, go to my main page, youtube.com/IrixSky, and you'll see the link there for Thursday's show, and you can just click it and you can do set a reminder. But it's, let's see, is it 7 p.m. New York City time? I think I'll have to pull it up. I don't want to jump out of this live stream, but I think it's 7 p.m. New York City time on Thursday. Probably grab some nachos and a wobbly pop for that. That sounds cool. Now that's the first time I've heard that term. What's a wobbly pop? That sounds cool. Never heard of that term. That's a pretty cool one. Yeah, but nachos and a wobbly pop would probably be great for that live show on Thursday. Come with your questions. I mean, you can drill Rob. I mean, if you want to really ask nitpicky questions, you can. Brad, going to post my first FPV, first person view. Michael, hey Irix guy, how are you doing? How are you doing, Michael? Brad can't stick around long. Hey, it doesn't matter how long you stay. The fact that you're here is what matters. So speaking about Brad, have you spent a decent amount of time with DJI FPV yet? Jake says, dang, I might miss that then as I'm on call with the fire department until 8 p.m. Thursday. Yeah, don't miss that'd be bad to miss out on a fire, man. I mean, put your priorities first for sure. So, yeah, Brad, with your DJI FPV, what do you like about it so far? Is it all that you thought it was going to be? Is it more? Is the video quality decent? I'm curious. And again, I haven't been able to, everybody's out there is watching. You can pick up DJI FPV. You got a link to buy it on epicdroneshow.com. But I haven't bought one just because for me to be able to fly it with the FPV goggles and, film YouTube videos, I don't know how I could do it. Brad says, so you think it's really good? Do you like, what's so good about it? Is there anything that's revolutionary? I mean, what does it do? Haven't flown manual yet, but sport mode is cool. Yeah, I bet it's fast, isn't it? What is it, like around 100 miles per hour? Yeah, that is pretty cool. OcuSync 3, there you go. Can't beat OcuSync, man. Kyle says, do some moonwalking around the neighborhood, freak the neighbors out. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. That would be a good video. Michael says, doing well, passed my FAA exam 3 weeks ago. Now working on setting up the biz. All power to you, man. Aerial businesses, man. That's there's some money to be made there. You know, any business though, I mean, always, you know, get with your lawyer, make sure you're on the up and up with all of your, you know, the formation of your company and all that. Jake says, no, don't freak your neighbors out for no reason. Yeah, that's probably best advice there. Man, I'm itching. I got into some poison ivy and some poison oak, so I keep scratching my back and my legs. I'm highly allergic to poison ivy and poison oak. It's not good stuff. It'll get you. Yeah, so we got all kinds of cool stuff coming. Got everybody tuning in. You know, just a reminder, these live shows like this one, feel free to super chat. You can click that super chat button in the comment area, and that's just one of many ways to help support my channel. Again, independent YouTube channel, so I'm not part of a network. I'm not, you know, any sort of, you know, celebrity or anything like that. I'm just an independent YouTuber, and it's your support that enables me to continue to grow. So thanks in advance. And yeah, I think y'all are gonna like on Thursday the new studio. I mean, I've put so much work into revamping Our Skies Adventure Channel studio. When I go on air Thursday with the founder of El Oak, I think you're gonna be blown away. Jake says, oh shoot, I'm highly allergic to that stuff too. I get horrible, painful blisters and open sores. Ooh, yeah, it's rough. And I tell you, when you get a really bad case of poison ivy and poison oak, and then you have to get that cortisone shot, that shot of cortisone burns. It just burns. Cortisone, this stuff hurts. It does. Yeah, no fun with poison ivy. Yeah, I think, yeah, poison ivy is some rough stuff, man. So what else is going on out there? What are y'all excited about? Not you know, just a ton of stuff here. The big thing for me is social media network, but I'm growing some gardens. You know, I'm a gardener, and it's gardening season, so you got to go out and plant that stuff, and you got to water it, and you got to harvest the vegetables and the fruit and the berries. You know, there's all kinds of stuff when you're dealing with gardening. Jake says, I mean, bad blisters and sores that last for days and months if I get into it bad. Ooh, that's a wicked allergy, man. You're wickedly allergic to poison ivy and poison oak. Yeah, that's no joke. Poison ivy and poison oak is no joke. Michael says, what do you think about the new regs for flying at night and over people? Well, you know, my thing is, man, Michael, the regulations and all that, it's just, you know, I personally, for me at night, I don't really have a use case for flying at night, so I haven't really kept up with it. I just fly during the day. I have flown in civil twilight and civil sunset, but I've never flown with it dark out. Flying over people, I think, you know, that can provide some value. I mean, I never do that. But when I have, it's only been my crew, because, you know, historically you could fly over your crew. You just couldn't fly over. Well, and actually, and again, this is not legal advice because I'm not a lawyer and I don't work for the FAA. But, you know, one thing that was cool, unless it's changed, you could, you know, if people had a shelter over them, you know, that was probably treated differently than people that, you know, didn't have anything over their heads. But if you were flying over your crew, you know, like you had visual observers or that sort of stuff, you know, at least to my knowledge, and again, I'm not a lawyer, at least to my knowledge, it was permissible. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's like anything else, you know, things come out and then there's regulations you got to work with, and it just makes it makes things mucky. I mean, it does. And Jake says, my oldest sister, who I haven't seen in a few years, is spending the whole summer with us on Friday. Let's see. Sorry, my comment. She's coming. I'm very excited to see her, and I'm going to get a big, long hug from her. You're her favorite brother. There you go. That's good, man. Something good to look forward to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, so, going to get some videos up, how to grow tomatoes. That's going to be a big one. You got to know how to grow tomatoes, but not only do you have to know how to grow tomatoes, but you've got to know how to grow okra. You've got to know how to grow squash, how to grow blackberries, how to grow blueberries, how to garden in general. So there's a lot of how-to topics coming, and that's one of the big components of Irish Guys Adventure Channel is just making sure that there's a fresh assortment of how-to topics, and people really like the how to fry bologna. You might look at a piece of bologna and say that's not good. Michael says National Park lost a case for taking pictures and video inside the parks. Now have new regs also. So what are those? What are the regulations you've heard there? I'm not familiar with. Tell me more about that. Because I've always looked. To be safe, I've always assumed that national parks were off limits. I would never, and I never have and never will, unless it's permissible. I've never taken a drone into a national park. I didn't even want to have it with me, So, yeah, but a lot of tutorial topics coming. Jake says he likes his younger sisters, McKenna and Maya, are my favorite, and I'm very protective of them. Yep. They are watching. They're also watching the live show. That's cool. Yeah, that's good. Y'all are loyal supporters of Irish Guys Adventure Channel. It's big. Want to keep growing this channel, man. I mean, this is not easy. And, it's y'all's viewership and y'all's support that enables this channel to continue to exist and grow. But, yeah, I got a lot of stuff coming. Again, I had the how to cook bacon video, and that was a cool one. People have really liked the Sonos videos. I've purchased some Sonos equipment, Sonos Arc, Sonos Beam, Sonos Sub, and gotten really cool feedback about those products. And I've really enjoyed them because, for sound bars alone, they sound phenomenal. But pair them with a subwoofer, the Sonos Sub, you get that bass. And if you had a bigger space, which I don't, because I haven't hit that level yet with YouTube, but once I get a bigger space, then what I'll do is add Sonos speakers for the rear. So I'll have the soundbar in the front, I'll have the Sonos Sub, and then I'll have Sonos One SLs in the rear to really get some even wicked better sound. I mean, they make quality products, and what I like about them is that you set it up in your room, and the Sonos app will tune your speakers. So that's a really cool feature, being able to tune those speakers for your listening environment. And I've really enjoyed it. Just been a really crystal clear audio, and when I add that bass, the bass doesn't shake or rattle. It's just a very movie theater sounding type bass, I guess is my best way to put it into words. And do a really good job. And Jake says today I was watching a cool video of the London Fire Brigade turnout system and Royal Berkshire Fire Rescue turnout system. They have an interesting sound in the UK, the United Kingdom. Cool. That's a place I want to go, man. Go over to the UK, the United Kingdom. Closest I've been to the UK is Bermuda. I go to Bermuda quite a bit, and that's an interesting place. I mean, you go there, it's out in the middle of the ocean, and you got you know, if you're not a Bermudian, you can't rent a car. It's not allowed. So your only transportation options are taxis, which they charge a ton of money for taxi, or to catch the bus. The bus is cheap, but there's only a certain number of bus stations throughout the islands of Bermuda. So, you know, that's where you're coming from and going to is in a great spot. It's, you know, the bus can be complicated. What I like about Bermuda is riding around the mopeds, because since I'm not Bermudian, I can rent a moped and ride around. It's really cool. Let's see, Michael had a comment. It was unlawful for them to charge for a permit in a constitutional law as in freedom of press. Now they are initiating, I think, 12 to 16 regs on how many in group can commercially film. Wow. Let's see. Lita says, morning, Irix. How's your day so far? It's doing great. Lita, how is your day? That's a better question. Jake says, I've been to the UK, England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and Northern Ireland, or just call it North. Most people just call it the North. That's very cool. Michael says, sparsely populated area, but not allowed over wilderness animal areas, etc. Huh. That's kind of weird. And then we got Lita here, says, pretty good, thanks. Great. It was great to have you here, Lita. Thanks for tuning in to the live walk show. You know, nothing too fancy here. Now, Lita, you need to tune in on Thursday, because again, that's going to be the founder and lead developer of Elloak, which is the new social media network that's going to displace Facebook. So that's going to be a huge show. You know, come with your questions and join the sandbox with us and play with Elloak and share it with your friends, because it's going to be the next big thing. For sure. Lita says, okay, I'll do that. Very cool. Hey, if you want to, Lita, there's and everyone that's watching this show, just go to youtube.com/IrixGuy, and you'll see the live show for this Thursday. You can click it, and it'll give you an option to set a reminder. So, yeah, going to be fun. Going to be really fun. I'm stoked. Jake says, most Irish folks call Northern Ireland the North. The North. Yeah, Ireland, that's a place I want to go, man. Once this virus stuff is gone, you get on an airplane without having to wear a mask. I mean, how are you going to go on an airplane if you can't drink? You know, I mean, hey, SoCal Seth. Yo, Irix. Yo, SoCal Seth. Welcome aboard, man. Always good to have you. Always fantastic. So what's going on with you today, SoCal Seth? What is shaking? There's been a lot of airplanes in the air, I've noticed. I don't know what's going on. Why are there so many airplanes? You should visit Belfast, Ireland's capital. Oh, definitely. I'd love to go to Belfast. Go there and hit up some sort of Irish pub and drink whiskey. We talking about Ireland? You'd love it. Oh, man. Yeah, it's on my to-do. I mean, as soon as this virus clears enough to where you can get on an airplane without having to wear a mask, and all the restaurants are open, that's going to be a big destination. So I just right now it's just not worth it for me to pay to travel, because it's going to be such a diluted experience and such an inconvenient experience having to deal with all the freaking politics. Grab a Guinness from the factory too. Oh, that's a great idea, man. I love Guinness. I used to drink a lot of craft beer, and then I started to get too fat. You know, again, I've got a technique, and that's sticking these two fingers in the left side of my belt, and then my other hand, those two fingers in the right side. And if there's space and it's not tight, then I'm not too fat. But if they start to get to where they feel tight, then I don't eat or drink as much, and I work out more. So, yeah, that was the thing. When I used to drink beer, it's really easy to get fat off of beer. And, you know, for that reason, when I do go to Ireland and Scotland, I'll probably just be drinking a lot of whiskey, you know, like Irish whiskey and Scotch whiskey. Great system, says SoCal Seth. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man, just to stay, let's see. Yeah. Yup. You definitely got to. So yeah, I'm just trying to burn off. Yeah, that's the thing. You just get out and walk, man. I mean, I know walking's not like the most hardcore workout, but you know, you walk and you check your, you know, your Apple Watch or whatever, and you know, you can see that you're burning calories. So, you know, it's a way to make yourself less fat. But I'm really ready to get back in the gym. SoCal Seth says, I've been to Ireland as well. Also Wales and England, most of Europe actually. So what's your most favorite part of Europe that you've been to, and why? I'd like to go to Germany. I'd like to go to Switzerland. I'm afraid Switzerland would bankrupt me though, because the currency exchange, the conversion rate rather, is just, it's freaking nuts. And you know, now I did do one really expensive place that I did on a budget, and I was surprised I was able to pull it off, was St. Bart's. You know, St. Bart's is in the French West Indies. Italy, the food, oh yeah, Italy's on my to-do for sure, and that's one of the main reasons, the food, man. But yeah, I did St. Bart's on a budget, and that's the French West Indies. I mean, you go down there, you got all these people with multi-million-dollar yachts and all this, and I roll up in my flip-flops and my swim trunks, and you know, I'd wear a nice shirt out to dinner, but you know, St. Bart's was a hard one to do on the cheap. And Germany is great too, Greece for the beaches. I really want to do Switzerland, man, but I don't know, how could you do Switzerland on a budget? Is there a way to do that? Because I mean, I've dug and you know, it was just, Jake says, I've been to the Royal Berkshire Fire Rescue Station in Whitley Wood. Let's see. And they activate a turnout system, and the tones go off, then says it's a local activation. Whoa. Craziness, man. It's the Berkshire. Let's see, where was that? Let's see, the Berkshire Fire Rescue Station in Whitley Wood. Yeah. Grow your channel as a travel channel right off. Oh, no doubt. Yeah. SoCal Seth, you're on the money with that. I mean, it's, you know, this is a business. And, you know, that's something that I'm very, very aware of. And, you know, I consult with my accountants to make sure that everything I do is on the up and up, because there's a lot of opportunities there if you know how to, you know, how to document and take advantage of it, for sure. Definitely is. So, yeah, man. Yeah, and that's part of what I like about travel is that we'll have to collaborate when I start mine. Definitely. Call sign, I mean, says Jake. Yeah, I'm always up for YouTube collaborations. I mean, that's you know, that's a great way to grow not just your channel, and it's not necessarily about the subscriber growth, but one of the biggest value adds of the you know, of the collaboration is that, you know, you've got people that follow your content, I've got people that follow mine, and you know, of those followers, there can be common links. You know, maybe there's a subject on your channel that you film a lot of videos for that I don't, and vice versa. You know, and then people see that and they're like, well, you know, you've got that common denominator or common denominators. You get people going back and forth, and then they're exposed to content that's not on the other person's channel. So it's, yeah, YouTube collaborations are great, man. They really are. One of the best collaborations I did, and he's a real world friend of mine, has been since college. But STK's Adventure Channel, YouTube, just search for STK's Adventure Channel on YouTube. It's youtube.com/summertime Ken. And STK's Adventure Channel, we did a collaboration, went to Bermuda, did offshore marlin fishing, caught several wahoo. You know, you can check out my videos and the videos on his channel. We got on mopeds, went all over the island, went to the beaches. Bermuda's a really cool place. But yeah, I've got to get across. I think, you know, what you were saying, Italy for the food, man. I mean, I think that would be hard to beat. And that's definitely on the list. And I think Italy, I could probably do Italy on the cheap. I would just, you know, that's one of those destinations. There's a way to nickel and dime your way day to day and really be able to still have fun. SoCal says I've only done a couple of packing videos on mine. I'll be starting a whole new one. Yeah, there you go. Let me know, and we'll figure out a time to do a YouTube collaboration live show or something. I think that would be beneficial for both of our viewerships, you know, without a doubt. So yeah, man, that'd be cool. Yeah. Speaking of collaborations, this was kind of disappointing news. So several years ago, I unlocked YouTube Space in New York City, and I went to YouTube Space in New York City. You can check out my videos, but it was really cool. It was YouTube, you know, Google owned property, and they had all the camera equipment you wanted. They just give it to you to use. They had all these filming studios, you know, green screen rooms, professionally acoustically treated, and I mean, it was something else. And I just learned that, got an email from Google probably a day or so ago. Google's closing a lot of their YouTube Spaces, and you know, the one in New York's one of them. So I was bummed. You know, I was looking forward to the close of the pandemic and going up to going back to YouTube Space in New York, because it's a really cool experience. But yeah, apparently YouTube is confident that they found a better alternative to YouTube Space, the brick and mortar places, because they had them in LA and New York and other big cities throughout the world. But it's disappointing, because part of it was cool because you went in there, and the thing I remember when I went, I had several studios booked. You know, you'd have to reserve a time, and you know, your crew that was with you, you'd have to book them as well, and whatever equipment you might need, tripods, cameras, lenses, etc. But one of the things that I thought was cool, and I was just there having a good time, but I'd booked the green screen room, and we started to go in the green screen room, and there's people in there, and you're like, who are you and what are you doing? These people were filming a legitimate music video. They probably had 30 people, and it was pretty crazy. And they're like, so what are you doing? I said, I've reserved this. My crew and I have reserved this. And my crew was just my wife and I. You know, it wasn't like a big crew. They had a huge crew in a music production. I said, well, look. I said, guys, I said, this is going to sound stupid, but I said, I'm the founder and host of Irish Guys Adventure Channel. I said, I reserved this green screen room because I wanted to have some fun, but it looks like you have a legitimate music video about to be produced. You know, just give me a shout out or something. And I said, y'all can have my time slot. I don't care. But that was a cool place, man. They had all the free chips and beverages that you wanted. They had like this little kitchenette area, free coffee, fancy coffees with these fancy coffee machines, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, YouTube is apparently doing away with the YouTube Spaces, so I'm bummed. But it was a fun place. Let's see, we got a comment here from SoCal South. YouTube corporate wants to become Netflix, I feel. Yeah, seems like they might. Michael says, Italy, let's see. Italy has afternoon drinking deals at pubs with free spread of food if you buy a drink. So basically you go in there and you drink and you eat for free. That's cool. I'm going to add that to my future Italy trip on the cheap. That's the thing. I go to these places. I like the exotic locations because people are searching for them, and it's cool to have content from there. But I'm cheap, so I'm going to take a bag full of non-perishable food, and then I'm going to eat at least one good meal out a day. But the bulk of the stuff, I'm just going to eat my cheap stuff I've taken. And then that way I can just, keep myself fueled up, but have a really high-end meal at least once a day. And then, the place to stay, I never want to spend over about $150 US a night. That's the thing I always do. I mean, I'm not, for me to pay for a pillow to sleep on at night is just, I hate it. I mean, I'm not going to sleep on the street, but, I'm not going to pay for a $300 or $400, $500, $600 a night hotel room. That's just stupid. That's money that could be spent elsewhere. So, yeah, it's going to be, man, you got me pumped. Italy, definitely going to do Italy, Germany. Y'all talking about Ireland and Scotland. That sounds cool. Been watching that Outlander show, and, that's over there in that area. So that's on my to-do list after this virus goes away. This virus has messed everything up. But yeah, it is pretty crazy, man. It is pretty crazy. So yeah, we'll again, just a reminder, tune in, Thursday, man, from the studio. We're gonna be with the founder and lead developer of Eloak. And that social media network has legs. It's gonna get up and run full speed ahead. Drive some Ferraris and Lamborghinis in Italy. Yeah, I'll do that. As long as it's not too risky. I'd love to do that. Yeah, those are cool looking vehicles. Well, everybody, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm gonna do some video editing. Y'all have a good one. Be safe. Thanks for tuning in. And I will see y'all soon. Have a good one.